Listen, we've all been there. That feeling in your gut, like something's just not right. You question yourself, wonder if you're being too sensitive, too demanding. But what if the relationship, even with family or close friends, is doing you more harm than good? It's a tough pill to swallow, but sometimes letting go is the healthiest thing you can do for yourself. We're talking about those relationships that leave you feeling drained, unappreciated, maybe even disrespected. It's about recognizing your worth and refusing to settle for anything less than respect, reciprocity, and genuine connection. So, how do you know when it's time to walk away? Today, we're diving deep into the 7 signs that it's time to end the relationship and prioritize your well-being. Let's talk about negativity. We all have bad days, right? But when someone in your life is constantly negative, it's like a dark cloud hanging over everything. They complain about everything, criticize everyone, and always seem to find the worst in every situation. Being around constant negativity can be incredibly draining. It's like their bad mood becomes contagious, and soon you find yourself feeling down and pessimistic too. And over time, that kind of negativity can seep into your own outlook on life. You deserve to be surrounded by people who uplift you, encourage you, and bring joy into your life, not suck the life out of you. If you find yourself constantly walking on eggshells, afraid to say or do anything that might set them off, that's a major red flag. Healthy relationships are built on mutual support and encouragement, not fear and negativity. So ask yourself, is this relationship adding value to your life, or is it constantly draining your energy and bringing you down? Let's talk about effort, folks. Relationships are a two-way street. Both people need to be putting in the effort to make it work. If you're the only one pushing, eventually you're going to burn out. Are you always the one initiating contact, making plans, going out of your way to do things for them? Do you feel like you're constantly giving but rarely receiving anything in return? That's not a partnership. That's a one-way street. It's about feeling valued, appreciated, and like the other person is just as invested in the relationship as you are. Ask yourself, do they ask about your day, your dreams, your fears? Do they remember important dates, offer support when you're down, or celebrate your successes? Sometimes people get comfortable and start taking things for granted. Sit them down and tell them how you feel. Be honest, be direct, but be compassionate. If they're not willing to meet you halfway, then you have to be honest with yourself about whether this relationship is truly serving you. Now let's talk about something that should be non-negotiable in any relationship: respect. When someone repeatedly disrespects you, it erodes the foundation of the entire relationship. It's like termites eating away at the structure of your house. Disrespect can show up in many different ways. It could be constantly interrupting you, belittling your opinions, making jokes at your expense, or dismissing your feelings. It could be breaking promises, showing up late, or constantly forgetting things that are important to you. But when someone consistently disrespects you, it's a sign that they don't value you or the relationship enough to treat you with the basic courtesy you deserve. You teach people how to treat you. If you tolerate disrespect, you're sending the message that it's okay to walk all over you. So, how do you deal with disrespect? You set boundaries, and you enforce them. Let the other person know that their behavior is not acceptable and that there will be consequences if they continue to disrespect you. Remember, you deserve to be treated with respect, period. Emotional manipulation. Let's talk about emotional manipulation. This one can be sneaky, folks, because it often disguises itself as love or concern. But make no mistake, emotional manipulation is a form of control, and it can be incredibly damaging to your self-esteem and your mental health. Emotional manipulators are masters at making you doubt yourself, your perceptions, and your sanity. They use guilt trips, silent treatments, passive-aggressive comments, and gaslighting to get their way and keep you under their thumb. They might play the victim, twist your words, or make you feel responsible for their emotions. So how can you tell if you're being emotionally manipulated? Ask yourself these questions. Do you constantly feel anxious, walking on eggshells around this person? Do you find yourself apologizing even when you know you've done nothing wrong? Do you question your own judgment or sanity after interacting with them? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you could be dealing with an emotional manipulator. Remember, you deserve to be in relationships with people who respect your emotions, not manipulate them. Let's be real, folks. Trust is the foundation of any healthy relationship. It's like the mortar that holds the bricks together. Without it, everything crumbles. If you can't trust someone, you're constantly walking on eggshells, wondering what's going to happen next. Now, trust can be broken in many ways. It could be a big betrayal, like infidelity or lying about something significant. Or it could be a series of smaller betrayals, like breaking promises, gossiping behind your back, or not being there for you when you need them most. The thing about trust is that once it's broken, it's incredibly difficult to rebuild. So ask yourself, has this person given you a reason not to trust them? Have they broken your trust repeatedly, even after promising to change? Do you find yourself constantly questioning their motives or doubting their words? Remember, trust is a precious gift. Don't give it away freely. Now, let's talk about values. Values are the guiding principles that shape our lives. They're the things we believe in, the things we stand for, and the things we're not willing to compromise on. When you share similar values with someone, it creates a strong foundation for a healthy and fulfilling relationship. But when your values clash, it can create friction, conflict, and ultimately drive you apart. If you value honesty and integrity, but your partner constantly lies and cheats, that's going to create a major problem. If you value family and commitment, but your friend is always flaking on plans and putting their own needs first, that's going to lead to resentment. It's important to recognize when your values no longer align and to have the courage to walk away from relationships that no longer serve you. Healthy relationships allow for differences of opinion and encourage open and honest communication. So ask yourself, what are your non-negotiables? What values are most important to you in a relationship? And are those values being honored in this relationship? Listen, life's too short to be unhappy. If you're constantly feeling drained, depleted, and unfulfilled in a relationship, it's time to take a step back and ask yourself why. Now, all relationships have their ups and downs. But if you're consistently feeling unhappy and stuck, despite your best efforts to improve things, it might be a sign that it's time to let go. You deserve to be in relationships that bring you joy, support your growth, and make you feel good about yourself. Sometimes the bravest and most loving thing you can do is to walk away and create space for something better to come into your life. We've covered a lot of ground today, folks, but it all boils down to this. You deserve to be in healthy, fulfilling relationships. If you're constantly feeling drained, disrespected, or unhappy, it's time to take a hard look at the situation and ask yourself if it's time to let go. Remember those 7 signs we talked about? Constant negativity, one-sided effort, repeated disrespect, emotional manipulation, lack of trust, different life values, and feeling stuck and unhappy. Letting go of a relationship, even with family or friends, can be incredibly difficult. But it's important to remember that you're not a failure for choosing your own happiness. So trust your gut, set boundaries, and don't be afraid to walk away from anything that no longer serves you. Please like, share, and subscribe for more content.